Good morning, everyone. No trades for me today, but figured I would share my story for anyone who wants to listen and some kind of psychological and emotional things that have been on my mind recently. But as far as trades today, I really didn't have anything on my radar too much. There was VRPX in the morning, kind of the biggest volume of the day, but I really just wasn't interested at all. We have this nice move here, but I just didn't really like the price action. And I feel like VRPX is just one of those tickers that I don't want to trade. Same with TNXP and LGMK. There's just these tickers that I've seen before. I don't like their price action. They're garbage to me. VRPX said it didn't have too much overhead supply, but it had some volume resistance. So I wasn't even really considering it, honestly. I really was looking more at day two moves. CRNC was kind of my favorite, but I can't buy it up here. I was hoping it would fall to here, but it's low across the board on dilution tracker. So that's why I was really interested in it. But I can't buy up here, so that's over. The other one I'm interested in, which now is actually too late, as I was thinking of making this video, is SURG. I was actually thinking about it right here, but now it's too late, so that's fine. The reason why I liked Surge is because it says it has a low overhead supply in DT. That's been my thing the past few days. And it has a catalyst with AT&T. However, I really don't like this price action, the fact that it went straight up and straight down. And they do have a shelf. So they don't necessarily have any current things that are convertible, but they have an active shelf that they could drop at any moment. So, and the volume is just terrible. So I don't know. I just wanted to make this video instead. So I'm not really too upset about missing this if it does anything. And then Works was really the only other one, but I wanted it to fall here. And you could just kind of feel it today. It's slow, right? The scan looks visually slow, and then you could just kind of feel it with the volume that, I don't know, not much is going on. And that's fine. So that's why I wanted to make this video. So I wanted to share my story for anyone who cares and just explain some kind of emotional things that I've been thinking of recently. So my name's Austin West. I joined the pack a month ago, and probably like a lot of people in the pack, I did the challenge in 2018, and for the amount of money I paid, I didn't think it was worth it. But I wasn't also taking it as seriously as I was now. I thought I was at the time, but I was working a 9 to 5. I'm trying to trade, in the bathroom and on my lunch break, and I watched a lot of the videos, but I just didn't feel like I was learning much, and ultimately kind of, I don't know, it was maybe a year of it and kind of broke even, maybe lost a couple $100. And then I ended up getting a good corporate job. So I was like, well, I kind of have to put trading on the back burner, right? And so I got this job in real estate as an assistant manager for a really good company in Connecticut. I'm born and raised in Connecticut. And I ended up getting a job opportunity that I thought was going to be really, really good in Tyler, Texas. And I always wanted to live in Texas because my dad's from Texas. I have an uncle in Texas. So everything just kind of lined up. And long story short, the job ended up being terrible. The boss was terrible. The job was a major step back. And I hit a dead end. There was no light at the end of the tunnel at this job. And it was just a complete shock of kind of what happened. So, I'm in Texas. The job's terrible. There's no light at the end of the tunnel. I don't have anyone down there, obviously, other than my uncle. And then all of a sudden I got diagnosed with an autoimmune disease. And I'm still dealing with the autoimmune disease today. And at the time, I was bedridden. I was completely bedridden, in pain from head to toe. And it was really bad. It was really, really bad. I had to quit my job, partially because the job was just terrible and there was just nothing for me there. But I couldn't drive. I couldn't drive to work. I couldn't sit at a desk all day. And, I was popping Tramadol like candy. I was popping Kratom like candy. And it was just a really, really bad situation. And then, throughout the process of trying to figure out this disease, I had a lot of doctor's appointments and blood work and diagnosing. And, I ended up racking up like 11 grand in medical debt. And dwindled my savings and, was living on a credit card. I was unemployed from October to November of last year to October of this year. And then my parents got divorced or getting divorced. And so this past year and a half has been a challenge, to say the least. And I ended up moving back to Connecticut because there just was nothing for me in Texas. I had nothing, no job, no money, and my family's up here. My dad's up here, and he's alone now, and he's going through a lot with everything. And the reason why I bring all this up is a few reasons. The first reason is that's how I got back into this space trading, is because in May, after I kind of got through the depression episode and the drugs episode and stuff like that, I had some free time. So I'm like, okay, well, and trading was always on the back of my mind. It's the one thing that I've actually put some extended time into and have actually enjoyed. I actually wake up and enjoy the markets. I can't say that about for any other job. I've never worked a single job for more than a year and a half, and I'm 31 years old. So I've been a job hopper, to say the least. So in May, I kind of started back up, and I remember rolling from the Sykes days, and I just, the first video I saw from him was the contrarian video, and just everything he was saying, I was like, yeah, that's exactly what I went through. And like, you could just tell the things that he was saying were legit and actually helpful and coming from a good place, unlike a lot of people in the space. So I grinded through his YouTube videos. Like I've watched so many, I'm more than 20, but bare minimum more than 20. And then throughout the trading from May to October, I was unsuccessful, obviously, just trying to figure it out. But I feel like I developed a lot of good emotional habits through the process. I always cut my losses quickly. I don't feel like I chase anymore. I try to trade things that I feel like make sense. I'm not just trying to trade anything that's moving. And yeah, I respect my risk. I cut, I respect my gains. I'm not too greedy. But, obviously I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm still learning, and that's why I joined the pack and super, super excited. And, another, my why, if you will, for trading is to help my dad. He's going through a lot with the divorce, and, he's alone. Connecticut is a very expensive place to live. And I just want to be able to, help him out as he's one of those people who has served for others his entire life. And unfortunately, I've dealt with a lot of people like this. If you're one of those people, you kind of get fucked, excuse my language. There's people who live their other life for others. And unfortunately, a lot of times those people get taken advantage of. And he was one of those people. And I just want to repay him for everything that he's given to others. And I just want to be able to show up to his house with a big check and be like, hey, buy yourself a new home and, take care of yourself and stuff like that. So that's my big why. And, as far as the disease, it got me back into trading, but it also has helped my trading in a lot of ways because I'm very disciplined, and I've been saying for a while, trading starts outside of trading, and for me, the disease has brought a lot of discipline. My diet is super strict now. I exercise every day. I always have, but I always exercise. I'm off social media other than YouTube. My screen time on my phone is really down. I don't watch football anymore. I really don't hang out with my friends and my family right now because I'm trying to grind. I'm trying to grind right now. And I literally told all my friends, like, you're not going to see me until I at least pay off my medical debt. I racked up over 11 grand in medical debt from my whole process and dwindled my savings. And I lived on a credit card for 6 months. And I told my friends, like, yeah, you're not going to see me until I make it, or I at least pay off all this debt. But I truly believe that trading starts outside of trading. And it brought me a lot of discipline. It brought me a lot of patience. This disease, I'm still working on the positivity aspect of it, but I have to be more positive. I have to take away this anger that I've kind of built up over the past few years. And that all translates into trading. My biggest emotional hurdle right now with trading is pulling the trigger, but also being okay with losing. I still get really angry when I lose. And the reason why is because I I have a lot going outside of trading. And when I lose, I feel like it just adds to what's going on outside of my life. And I'm like, well, that's, of course, right. Just add to the BS that's going on. And, damn, I can't catch a win here and whatever the case is. But, I know they're separate. I know that I shouldn't be thinking that way. But yeah, I've been in a dark, dark place since this disease. I think I mentioned it a few moments ago, but yeah, it was really bad at the beginning. I was bedridden. I was popping tramadol all the time, kratom all the time, mixing it with alcohol. Like I was in a really, really bad spot just to kind of mask the pain. I'm still dealing with it now. I'm in a much better spot because of diet and stuff. But yeah, I mean, I'm 31 and I feel like an old man. But the point is that it brought me back to trading to begin with because I had the free time. But there is a silver lining, and it has caused a lot of self-reflection, which I think you need to go through as a trader. And I'm really, really excited. I'm very confident overall that I could do it. But at the same time, that is another emotional hurdle of mine, is confidence. I've never really been a confident guy in general. Even if someone told me I was good at something, I wouldn't really believe them, or I would second guess it. Even if multiple people told me like, hey, you're doing a good job, or even if the numbers showed like, hey, yeah, you're doing your job well, whatever, I just still would be like, no, like it's just luck or whatever. And that's something that I'm working on with my confidence with trading. But my point being is that trading starts outside of trading, and I'll never forget who said this. It was on Twitter when I was during the Sykes challenge. I'll never remember who it was, but someone said, if you're not disciplined outside of trading, how are you going to be disciplined in trading? And I totally agree with that. Everything starts outside of trading, in my opinion. The discipline, the patience, the positivity, the being okay with failure, not being greedy, being humble, and always learning. Like all of these things start outside of trading. And if you don't do them outside of trading, you'll never do them in trading. It just will be impossible. And yeah, those are just kind of some of the things that I've been thinking, my why, my story of how I got here, how I wanted to finish. And yeah, just super grateful, super excited to be here. I'm really confident that I could do this. I really feel like I have built some good habits over the past 5-6 months. And now I just kind of have to put the knowledge together, kind of put all the pieces together. I would say the hardest part for me during the markets is the cyclical nature of the markets. I feel like by the time I observe and acknowledge what's happening in the moment, it goes away and then it's on to the next. So I'm working on that. But yeah, I'm really excited. I'm really grateful. And I guess my message to anyone going through a lot outside of trading, I think my advice would be, even if you're in the grind mode right now, like me, still take some time for yourself. Trust me, I'm grinding right now between actual screen time and watching videos and stuff. I'm at about 5-6 hours a day, but you still have to take time for yourself. And if you're your partner, if you have one, my partner and I have a date night once a week where we'll watch a movie, we'll go out for dinner. She'll pay because I have no money. That's another reason for my trading, and my why is, my wife is the one supporting me. And as a man, that feels terrible. As a man, that I can't take care of myself. I can't even take care of myself barely physically. And I let alone can't take care of her or the rest of my family. Financially, physically, or emotionally. This autoimmune disease really has a lot of different side effects. And I'm hoping that trading will give me a refuge, but also will, give me, the money to take care of my family and maybe find some rich people healthcare. But, my point, my advice, back to the advice is, yeah, take some time for yourself, even if you're in grind mode. You have to clear that mind a little bit. You have to take care of yourself physically, emotionally, and spiritually. And if you have a partner, make sure to not forget them, because, in this grind phase that I've been in, I've multiple times have kind of put my partner to the backside. And, that's not good when she's the one who's been supporting me for honestly the past year and a half with this disease, because like I said, I was in a really bad place, and she really has been a help. So my advice, take some time for yourself. Don't forget about your partner. But also you have to make sacrifices. You know, I like watching football. I have not watched a single second of football since week 2. I have a fantasy team, but I haven't looked at it because in social media, my screen time was outrageous because I was unemployed, but I had to delete all social media off my phone. I don't have Facebook. I don't have Instagram. I don't have nothing. I have nothing on my phone other than YouTube. And even that is a little bit too distracting. And yeah, you have to have honest conversations with your friends and your family. Like, yeah, I'm trying to do this and there is no other option. You know, you have to make those sacrifices, but at the same time, try to find some balance when you can. And I feel like I'm rambling, so that's 16 minutes. But yeah, that's my story. From working in luxury real estate to getting this autoimmune disease to going in a bunch of debt, trying to figure the disease out and being in a really dark place, but then getting back to trading and maybe getting a little bit of my health back. I still have a long ways to go, but then, just kind of the emotional journey that I've been through the past, 5-6 months trying to trade and seeing a glimmer of success, but not really. And just kind of what my thoughts are currently and for the future. And I think that's about it. And then as far as back to trades, I don't see anything, but other than Surge, that was the one that I was looking at. And I guess I'm a tad upset, but not really. Again, the volume was low and they do have that active shelf, but that catalyst with AT&T really kind of perked my interest. And, if we got in at 175 here at 190, you already had a decent little gain here. Is it green now? Oh, and it's green. So I don't really care about red green. I don't really care about that concept, honestly. Maybe I should, but I don't. I'm trying to think more bigger picture than that, but it is red green. So yeah, nice little move there. And I think that is it. So if you listen to this, I see, yeah, Reiner, thank you. Yeah. Discipline is tough, man. Discipline is, if anyone listens to Jocko Willink, I love his whole bit. I've listened to probably over 100 of his podcasts. His whole saying is discipline equals freedom, and I totally agree with that. When you're a slave to, I'm religious as well. When you're a slave to sin and you're a slave to bad habits, you're a slave. You have no freedom, and discipline provides that freedom from the shackles of sin. And it's hard though. It's hard. I mean, the discipline thing for me, like my diet is super strict. It's been for a while now. Like, yeah, it's hard, man. Like I don't go out. All my friends are going out having fun, and I can't even go out to eat because I have no money, and I can't even eat anything out anymore. The only place I could eat out is like a poke bowl. And it's hard. It's hard, man. I want to watch football. I want to play chess. I want to, go for a hike, but I can't do any of those things because of, fiscal or financial limitations. But you do see the benefits. I do feel a little bit better health-wise because of my diet. And my knowledge has grown at a much faster rate because of the time I'm putting in. Those 5 hours a day. So discipline equals freedom. Listen to Jocko Willink if you haven't already. And that is it. So if you've watched this, thank you, Reiner. Thank you for the chat. 20 minutes. I appreciate it. If you've made it this far, I owe you. If I ever make it in trading, you'll get something from me. That's for sure. So I hope you guys have a great day. Surge is rocking as I'm speaking. Good luck to you, Reiner, as well, and I'll see you guys later.